Normally I only have a couple of viewers. I'm just getting used to this going live thing. I'm driving around downtown Sacramento, California. Nice place to live if you make $1 million a year. If you don't, stay away. And I don't know. Just basically, I'm time living with my daughter, her fiance, and my granddaughter, who's 3. Um, Giving them a little time to adjust to the fact that I'm in the country next winter, and giving my fiance and I enough time where I get some U.S. income that I can help use to finish our 2-bedroom apartment on the roof of her parents' house this summer. Our big project right now is that I'm paying to have the septic system installed on our apartment because the septic system they already have at her parents' house is already dealing with enough people. So we thought we'd put a new septic system in our 2-bedroom apartment and give us a fresh start and allow their system to not be strained any further than it is. Their folks are really nice. They're, I'd say, probably what would be considered middle class in the Dominican Republic. And they both work. And my fiance is the girl that I dreamed of when I was 15. Or I'll say it this way, when I first saw her online, I knew it was the girl I had been dreaming of all my life. But of course, you're dreaming of somebody all your life. You really have no idea who they are. You're basically just thinking about how they look. I dreamed she was really pretty and really kind of shy but strong in looks. And when I saw her on Facebook, I knew she was instantly the girl that I'd been looking for all my life. I also knew that, unfortunately, I'd been looking for her too long and it was too late to find her or say anything about it or let her know or make any attempt to have her. I was just happy that I found out she really existed now, even though she hadn't existed back then. And I'll tell you what, thinking about her through my life had gotten me through some times that weren't the easiest for a, at the time, socially awkward kid, and at a later date for a twice married guy who probably didn't turn out to be who my first or second wife was hoping I was going to be. And that was for a multitude of reasons, but I wasn't a bad guy. I just wasn't the guy. And so I'm really hoping with this marriage that I will be the guy. I think some of that comes to the reality that American women have a very high hope, desire for who they're going to marry. And I think from what I've gathered talking to my fiance and observing the Dominican Republic's couples and interactions for the last basically 10 years, actually 12 years, because I started noticing the Dominican Republic with the Haitian earthquake in 2011. And so anyways, I really think that it won't be hard to be impressive over there. And the nice thing is, this is the girl I want. It's not like I'm going over there and I'm gonna waste my time going through a half dozen girls that like the way I treat them and all that stuff. I'm totally committed to this girl, and she really, she's chosen to be in love with me. She didn't have to be. I required nothing of her other than to help me not marry the girls that helped me end my second marriage, and the type of girls that helped me end my first marriage too. So it's just a matter of the fact that I found this girl online. She was the girl I had dreamed of, and then we started adding in her personality. And when we added in her personality, she far out exceeded the girl I had hoped for. So, you know, that's pretty cool. When I first saw her, she was engaged to a local guy. And just so you know, I said nothing, and I did nothing, and I stood my distance, and she contacted me because I was doing a modeling agency online, and she was interested in it. And that's how we got to be acquaintances online. When I was finally divorced for the second time, which was, let's say, 4 years after I first noticed her, and probably 3 years after the first time she approached me about the modeling stuff. I turned her down for the modeling. I said, "You're too young, you're pretty, I don't want to deal with situations that would exist if you did become a successful young model. I'm just not that person." And so she hit me up for a dress and some high heels, and I thought that was pretty adorable, and $50 was really cheap, so I sent it to her. And over the following 2 years till I was divorced, we talked infrequently. But, you know, I mean, I'd send her something for her birthday, some money for her birthday. And every once in a while, she actually asked me to help her with a homework assignment. And she a couple times approached me with, why doesn't her boyfriend take her out on Friday nights? And I explained she was 16 at the time, and he was 19, and he could go places she couldn't go with his friends. And I said, I really don't understand it either. He's probably out with a bunch of guys, and I'd rather be with a girl than a bunch of guys. And so anywho, when I finally got divorced, I thought, you know, I'm going to marry one of these girls that helped me end my marriage, because they're young and they're pretty. But I'm also going to be marrying their severe drug habits or mental problems, or both. And I thought, you know, if I could be in love with somebody and not have any chance of going anywhere, it would give me enough time that I would either make a better decision, or maybe give me enough time that I would feel I didn't really need anybody else in my life. So I approached her and asked her, could I be in love with her? I actually told her I was in love with her. And then she wanted an explanation. I said, you know, and I explained at that juncture, you're the girl that I've been in love with all my life. And she appreciated that. She took it as a compliment. And I said, I just want to keep my heart safe from the women that I've been hanging with here. And I was honest with her, you know, what the grounds of the situation is. And prostitution is legal in the Dominican Republic, so she understood right away. And I said, I just want to be in love with you. That'll keep my heart from falling in love with somebody else. I don't have the safety of a wedding ring on anymore. And I will pay for your university. And you will text me once a month and tell me how school's going. And she was happy. There was no weird pictures that I wanted or nothing like that. And I said, no, I've got that here. And I will continue to have fun with my friends here while my heart's taken care of over there. And I said, there's no chance. I don't like to fly. I don't speak Spanish. We'll use Google Translate, but I don't expect you to put anything really into the situation other than once a month. Let me know how things are going as far as school goes, and we'll just do that. And that's how it went. Well, she actually started contacting me every day once she realized I was serious. I'd sent her $300, which that covered the first 3 months. I didn't know whether when I sent it I'd ever hear from her again or not, or just get blocked. But like I said, the next morning I got up and there was a good morning, and later on that there was a text, and in the evening there was a good night, and no hearts, no kisses, no stupid stuff. Just, a nice, friendly, I appreciate what you're doing for me, or did for me, and it's fine. And I told her, I said, when you find the next Mr. Right, just let me know and I'll back away. Well, the fall turned into the winter turned into the spring. She was still texting, hey, she was really nice, and we had a lot of fun. She really liked my personality. I'm not shy. She's extremely shy. And about into the second year, I asked her, I said, how come, as pretty as you are, you never smile? And she said, I have a crooked tooth. I used to suck my thumb. And so she says, I don't like smiling because it shows the crooked tooth. And I said, they have orthodontists and you can get braces. And she said, oh no, it's much too expensive. And I said, much too expensive is how much? She says, well, I never even checked into it. And I said, well, go check into it. Let me know. So a few days later, she texted me back and said, it's like $700. And I said, no, how much will the whole thing, the putting the braces on, straightening the tooth out, the follow-up visits. I said, how much will all of it cost? And she says, $700. Because that's till it's fixed. And I said, go to Western Union and pick up your $700. And by this time she knew that I didn't lie about money. And she knew I wasn't rich, but she knew I was okay. And so she went and got the $700, went to the dentist, got her tooth straightened, and she has a beautiful smile now, and she really appreciated it. A few months later, she said, I got to ask you a question. And I said, go ahead. And she says, would you consider coming here and marrying me? And I just want to let you know I want 3 children. And I said, you're kidding, aren't you? I said, really? He says, yeah, really. And I said, why would you want to marry me? And she says, well, you're really nice, you're really funny, you're really smart, and I've asked you whether you're still seeing your friends and dating, and you admitted to me that since we started chatting that you haven't seen anybody. And I said, well, that's true. She says, well, over here, all the guys cheat. And you aren't even here, and you haven't cheated on me in a year and a half. She says, that's pretty impressive. And she said, so I said to her, I said, well, are you in love with me? She said, well, of course not. She said, we've never even met in person. We've FaceTimed, and says, I've talked to your daughter, and she says, you're a really nice guy, and if I didn't mind the fact you're old and ugly, that, you're a pretty good deal. And I laughed. I said, that sounds exactly like what my daughter would say. And she says, by the way, you're not old and ugly. I said, well, I am old. I said, okay, but you're not ugly. And I said, well, I appreciate that. And yeah. I said, sure. Would I marry you? Yeah. Would I be willing to have 3 children with you? I love making kids. And also, I love children. I love hanging out with them. So we went from that, and then 2 years later, I was kind of feeling guilty about tying her up. I mean, these are the years 18 to 21, 22, when the girls were out there having a lot of fun, dating, especially a beautiful young woman, out there dating, out there flirting, out there going out dancing. And I asked her, I said, have you, been going out and stuff? And she said, no. She says, I concentrate on my schoolwork. I want my degree. I want a good life for myself and with you. And she said, I don't find any of that stuff very intriguing. And so I said, if this is going to be it, I said, you really should think about it. And so she and I stopped texting for a little bit, and she texted me back about, I'd say it was 2 hours later, and she says, nope, we can't break up. And I said, well, why can't we break up? And she says, well, don't tell anybody, but I have fallen in love with you. And she says, I was thinking about what it would be like to get up tomorrow morning and not have a text from you and not text you back and not talk to you through the day. And she says, I realize that how important you are to me, and I don't want to not have that relationship with you. And she says, so I am in love with you. I said, in that case, okay, let's make this official. And so shortly thereafter, she put on her Facebook page that she was engaged. We decided not to let anybody know other than her immediate family, who found out along the way over the years who I was. And we just decided there'd be too many questions for her to answer, and people would assume too many bad things about both of us. And so we just decided that once we were married, it wouldn't be possible to hide it from anybody, but until then, we were just gonna let people know that she was engaged. I was free to show her off to all my friends and nearly anybody. And once we got together and we got married, the rest would take care of itself. Well, I'm at the mall. I'm going to go in and make some money doing tapestry, which I make $1 a day walking the mall and checking in at all the stores. And they just sent me, let's see, did they send me? No, I'm waiting on a $100 check from them. But I did get $120 from YouTube, well, from Google Ads. Thank you, Google and YouTube, for last month. And I've already booked the $100 requirement for May. So at the end of May, or end of June, I'll be getting another $100 check, a little over $100, for all of your views and comments and likes and helping the algorithm. And I really appreciate it. And I got $50 from an app called Atlas Earth, and I got $45 for an app called Caden, and I got $25 for an app called Benjamin. That's all this month. And I've got 2 more apps I'm waiting on money for, and when I get the money, I'll let you know who they were. That's all. Have a great day. See you later.